Hey everybody, who fancies a game of chess? Let's go. We are rated 1569 and we don't have an opponent yet. Greyish 555 rated 1515. What are we going to do? I'll go with what I've been doing. I'll go with the Van Geet. Okay, reverse Nimzovich, so d4. And this is cool because I don't know what I'm going to get on like move 3 or whatever now. This makes perfect sense. So there we go. Now, and here I'm already on my own. I could give a check a couple of ways. And I really just don't know the ideas from this, so this is going to be fun to explore. Okay, so there's a tempo move from black. The check would be kind of forcing. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only reasonable moves. I mean, knight e5 just doesn't make sense. Let's find out. Let's find out. I think this is just something to study. I mean, I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, bishop blocks and pins itself. Now, what would happen, say, if I did bishop g5? I'd imagine it would prompt f6. F6 is definitely going to be a weakening move. It also prepares the castle. Now, this is also a tempo move. I have to get the bishop out of the way. Knight there is possible, but I can take, because this bishop can't capture because it's in a pin. So it'd have to capture with this pawn here. I feel like I want to learn some theory in this now. Okay, bishop still can't move, it's still pinned. Fair enough. That's defended by that, that's not defended at all. Long castles is kind of appealing here. But so does, just the idea of getting more junk out into the board. Got e3, got knight f3. e3 enables the bishop to come out. What does this move do? It enables this bishop, but it can't hit the queen. The queen's quite safe. So early castling is kind of a good idea. Knight here just isn't playable because I just take it, pawn takes. Knight here, similar reason, messes up his pawns. So he's kind of pinned down there on the king side. Is he thinking about this? So knight out, we've got e3. I might want to put my bishop on the other diagonal. Let's bring the knight out. Knight out feels like it's kind of flexible. Now this is only defended once and it's technically attacked twice, but remember this bishop's in the pin, so right now it don't count. So we've got a development lead, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bits out on the board. Opponent now has 3, and now this bishop is actually hanging because it's attacked twice and defended once, yes? So I could trade him off. I could defend him a second time. I kind of like the move h4. H4 looks nice. I've still got the option of long castles. I'll play h4. This is no longer pinned. So if he takes now, I can maybe take with the knight, giving me more pressure on here. Actually, that then h7 is then an issue. You're right, Coop. She's been on a long walk today already, and we're going out for another one in a bit. And Zora's having a good clean. Zora! Okay, right, interesting. So he continues to develop. Okay, now if I was to take here, he can take back with the bishop, which leaves his bishop pinned. I'm kind of inclined to long castle now. Also pinning this pawn on the queen. What else have we got here? Go on, let's long castle. I've already thrown up a kingside pawn. Yes, I've coughed it up like a fur ball, I have. Oh, and I've just hung my queen. That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Okay, right. Start again. Let's have a look at some opening. Bloody 98 accuracy for my opponent. Okay. Right. Excellent move. Okay. So, what I would do here is pull up the Lichess Explorer. Okay, we're going to set it to 1800, 2000. This is fine. Okay. So there. Actually, knight f3 is the winningest move here. %55%. Where does that lead to? Nearly always knight c6. Because we're attacking this pawn. Okay, so what is this? This is, but we haven't played e4. This is interesting. And then d4. This is the Napoleon attack. Okay. And I'm sure this is in my study. So let's pull up the study. Studies, white, Van Geek, on knight c3. Okay, so the Napoleon. Okay, so this is my theory. Okay, so we haven't. Okay, so this is the reverse Nimzovich, right? Here. So after we do this and they play e5, this is the reverse Nimzovich, right? The Nimzovich being e4, knight c6, which is what I'm playing. Okay, this is all good learning. And we go 2 knights, and they will nearly always do this. Obviously, they can't play d5 now because it hangs the pawn. And d5, actually d5 is a very interesting move. It's only played 1% of the time here. But black wins 50% of those games. Curious. This must be some kind of weird gambit. I don't know. Anyway. So d5. Okay. Knight c6 is most commonly played. And then we go d4. So this is the Napoleon attack. Okay. And ed is common. Okay, so 1e5. Okay, so 1e5 is Napoleon. Right, so I'm just kind of tidying up my stuff. Okay, Napoleon attack. So normal Napoleon attack, ed, this is normal. And we recapture. Okay. They will most frequently recapture, and we do very well from this position. Okay, this is good. So, I'm going to make sure this is an interactive lesson. Okay, and then I can click preview, and we can practice. There. Okay, 2 knights. Because normally I've just gone, oh, I remember this is a reverse Nimzovich, but that doesn't mean that we do it. Okay, now d4 with the Napoleon attack. And everyone dies. Okay. Knight b5 sets a trap for black. How exciting. Give check and fork c7. And surely it's just that. And we do very well from here, I should imagine. 82% win rate, okay? Good. Go preview, I'll go play again. Right, so this is what we have to remember. 2 knights come out. They do this, and now we go for this. Trade off. And knight b5, hitting that, staying out of this knight's reach. Give check and fork. And you either give up your queen or you move your king. So where does it go from here? Let's just carry on. Oh, king f8 always played. Okay. And then we just take ourselves a free rook. They always play d6 to prevent the knight from coming back here. And when they do, queen d4 is the most commonly played move, queen c3. Looks like queen d4. What does the machine say? Machine says queen d4 or queen c3 or queen e3. But queen d4 being the best, okay. Most common move, knight d7, but I mean really, you know, it's +5 here. +5. White is winning. Okay. So we've learnt something. This is good. Let's play another game and try not to blunder. Okay, rated 1560, opponent's 1522. Let's go. We've got a d4. Okay, so we're going to go this away. Okay, we've got a London. Whoppa London style. I'm playing the challenging c5, straight out the gate. And I don't know where to go from here either. Just don't blunder your queen. You knobhead. Takes, I'll probably just develop the knight. Knight then gives me e5 because it's defended with tempo. What are you going to do? We're going to push it. What's wrong, Woody? You're okay, Woody. Okay. Now, instinct says taking makes sense. Takes, takes, or takes. He could have a. I think we just take. I'm gonna go for principles. I'm gonna get this center. Doesn't really do it. I like this though. If you push. What do I do this now? I could fianchetto this bishop, bring this bishop out to there or there. This kind of blunts that guy. This, and he pushes straight away, will be followed up with c4. This, I can maybe bring this bishop out and have the option of knight b d7. Am I worried about that? d5 might even be a move. I play d6, I think. Not worried about this bishop coming out now. I've got 1, 2, 3 blocks. I can also play a6 if I really start caring about that. Oops, throwing all my stuff on the floor. Okay. That's a funny old move, isn't it? It's not the worst place in the world for a bishop to be. It does block the queen's defense of this pawn here. So now this, and what's he got? That or push? Is there anyway? No, I don't like it. See, if I announce my intention to fianchetto this bishop, I might just walk into c3. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it because I've already kind of blunted this diagonal. This is fine. I've got this strong center that I can unleash at any time. I should probably think about unleashing it at some point. probably with the support of a knight. Okay, he's now got extra control over e5. 1, 2, 3. So this is all, you know, standard London stuff. He wants e5. If I do this, he's got 1, 2, 3 attackers. Defenders are 1, right? This would be a second defender, and queen here might be a third. So I think it's time to castle. I've got maybe rook e8. That's another defender, potentially. I've got to be slightly careful with this pawn as well. You're trying to, you know, think about it becoming backwards. Oh, Bentley. I don't know. There's no real reason for this move, but I wouldn't mind getting this bishop. He's going to put the bishop there as well. I've got queen b6 as a common idea. It attacks b2. This is defended though. If I want to put my bishop here, does this pawn want to be on this square or this square? Maybe this. b5, bishop b7 with pressure against this corner. Opponent is Norabko. From the Philippines. Okay, so this is not unexpected. This is creating a wall for this bishop, but, well, to kind of defend against this bishop. But that's fine. That bishop is going to chill. That's its job, is chilling now. So I'm thinking this now. Get this bishop on here. This knight... where does knight want to be? He's putting an extra defender on there. Also, of course, with c3, pawn to c3, he's taken away the natural square for that knight. So this is all makes sense. I could even consider e6 and d5. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm going to play rook e8. Still in two minds about whether e5 is the right break. Because I started with the c5 thing. I don't have the c pawn defending d6, right? And very often in like the King's Indian, e5 or c5, so you either have this pawn structure or this pawn structure. I don't have the option of either of those really. If I do this, then I have a weak pawn here, this guy. He drops his bishop back. Do you want to go there? To line up with my king, is that the idea? So I'm wondering now about whether e6, d5 would be the way to go if he should do this. How does that change things? It makes life very hard for this light squared bishop, actually. What if I was to do this? Yeah, I think this bishop's currently undecided. It's considering its options for the future. I think this is flexible. I will do the same move that white did. Knight b to d. So we're playing everything close to our chest right now. Hey. And he's done the same. He's moved his rook to the e-file. I'm going to do this now. I'm just slowly... We'll Karpov this game, right? Notice, by the way, the queen no longer defends this. So the only defender of that is that, which means that e6 now is not the smartest option. I could, though, play d5 at any time, and e6. That gives me rather a nice, well defended square on c4. It could be kicked. Like if I put my knight on there. Could be kicked. But the act of kicking then weakens this chain of fools. Chain of Fools being a soul song, of course. I mean, this isn't a bad thing. It's paired with that knight there. And should this guy come here, it hits this bishop, which is currently undefended. But that's about it. It's not the most... it's not a multi-tool of a move, really, is it? Still kind of liking this d5 with big control over c4. Which might be a future home for a horse. It's possible. Downside of d5 is it blunts this bishop, which ain't the smartest thing. I don't know. I just don't know. So what do you do when you don't know? Well, you keep probing. You try and improve your pieces. We'll go Karpov style. Improve, improve, improve. We're hitting that and that, by the way. And if he trades, then we capture towards the centre for the second time. And then we can build a connect 4 of pawns. It's possible. Opponent's now taking more time. Excuse me. Because the signs are unclear. I have no memory of this place. Could defend that with my bishop. If he takes, I take, and then bang. No, I feel like I need to call his bluff on that. I could even defend it with my queen if I wanted to. That takes. Queen attacks b2. Queen has a lot of scope along the 5th. Shall we? Why not? Why the hell not? Queen hasn't got the job of defending d6. She might as well make use of herself. Make yourself useful, darling. Get stuck in, go on. Feels like a fairly grown-up game so far. I could still do this. He thought for 2.5 minutes over that move. Oh! Hello! Okay, I have 4 moves. I'm kind of drawn to a7. A7 keeps it on the diagonal with the king. So that's what I'm doing. I am a minute behind on the clock. I've got 10 minutes left. He's got 11. So far, so normal. Could I put slight pressure on this pawn on d4? Should then leave this one in a pin, should that pawn move, right? still thinking about this combo. Leaves this bishop shooting into space. Leaves this bishop very much dulled. Because look, all these pawns, in fact, all my pawns would be on light squares. But it also leaves my light squared bishop, that fellow there, standing there with his finger up his, you know. I could even just eliminate him. But I don't know if it's time. This bishop has potential energy, you know. Like this bishop, both my bishops on the fianchettoed squares. The fianchettoed bishop it's like a Manchurian candidate. If you don't know what that is, look it up, it's very interesting. If you've seen the movie Zoolander, where they train somebody for an assassination job, but they don't know it, because it's locked away in a part of their mind that's then triggered by a psychological signal. That's basically it. It's a famous book written in the 60s or some 70s called The Manchurian Candidate. Probably a movie as well. But I ain't seen that movie. Right, that was nearly a 2-minute think for him again. Okay, and he's spinning round. He's decided to batten down the hatches by the looks of things. So I'm very much drawn to this idea. Now this knight also is looking a bit awkward, but could this knight come in? Not right now, because it's defended only once. Also, there's no real, massive benefit to opening up this diagonal yet. I have this attacking the undefended bishop. It's putting the knight on the rim. Also, might they prevent this? That's kind of interesting. Let's do it. Karpovian chess. It's a thought, and it's not really anything that I've tried to bring into my game. You know what they say about playing Karpov? Say playing Karpov, nothing happens and then you lose. He would just improve and improve and improve. Right. Okay, now this is actually a discovery on my own queen, isn't it? I could stick my bishop here and prevent that. And then my bishop might come here, which might be fun. I'm just trying to apply small little pressure points. I don't know, maybe something's shifting, maybe, I don't know. We had a really good game went through a game. We had a good session with Colin last night, Just Become Live, where we went through an old Alekhine game. Masterful Alekhine game. I remember it was from Hastings, 1923 or something like that. Against Bogolyubov, I believe. So what we're doing here is we're preventing d4, d5. Now my queen does look really quite dumb now, but then she might improve her options by coming around here. See, what I've tended to do, I think, in the past is dash in headlong, which sometimes is the right thing to do, but sometimes isn't the right thing to do. Okay, you replace your bishop, huh? What's your idea? 2 attackers on here. Now if I should move my knight, my queen defends that. I could put my knight here. He could come around there. I could put my knight here. I could put this knight here and block it. Opponent again thought for a minute 17 there. He's now behind on the clock. He's nearly a minute down. Though the clock is not the issue here, dude. Okay, if I take here, he takes back with the queen. I'm sure, I seem to be not thinking about tactics very much. I have this. I need to be very, very certain though before pushing these king pawns. Just give the knight another it's room for this knight. Drop this bishop back. Drop it back to here or here. Could stick it there. Then if he does this, what do I do? Go back there. I'm just going to bring him back here. Now, my queen is really running out of squares. I probably need to get her mobilized again. That was a minute 10 from me as well. This grown-up chess thing. Maybe there's something in it. I don't know. We'll see. Queen still needs to defend this knight. Should she step off that mark, then bang, I'm wiping out that knight, I'm peeling open his king, I'm buggering up his pawns, good and proper. This bishop's only defended by that, but it's not under attack. I think rook a c8 looks sensible. We've got a semi-open file, why not? Okay. I do not approve. I do not approve of that. I don't get it. Okay, now I hit the bishop and it has to retreat. He's got 2 attacks on here again, hasn't he? Okay, this is playable now again. Still want eyes on that knight though. I quite like eyes on that knight. This maybe get a battery against the knight. Having said that, this might not be too bad for white. Now this pawn's already slightly buggered. This would unbugger them a little bit. You know. But I do like the idea of resurrecting this bishop. Even bringing it here is not the end of the world. Here, then the queen defends that. And the queen now has more mobility. She's only got 2 squares right now. The square she's on and b8, that's not good. Let's think about who benefits from this. I don't know. Also notice, by the way, this pawn is hanging. Okay, if the bishop takes the knight, I think bishop takes is correct. Don't really want to start trading all the rooks. Okay, I'm a minute and a half up. I like this idea of creating the barrage. Also undefends this pawn. These pawns, for now, still doing a good job. My bishop's just sitting there in stasis. However, at any time I could try and unleash that bishop. Who is best here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's only defended by that. I don't really like that too much. Okay, so I think we return to this idea. Maybe the barrage. Notice his queen hasn't moved, nor is this rook. He has many unrealized assets. Might do this, I don't know. Now the queen moves. And now if I wish, I can take this out. Does that benefit me? This knight ain't the strongest piece. It's only got this and this. But it's doing a defensive role. He's now connected his rooks. If I was to do this, right, I think I'm going to stick my queen there anyway. If I was to do this, yes, it makes that bishop bad. So let's say I wiped out my own bishop first, then positioned all my pawns on the light squares, all of them. I have a dark squared bishop, but then he's got this wall of death. But then my bishop could maybe reroute. There's no reason why not. And this is threatening to win a pawn right now. The knight can't move. He could move there actually. But then that's like, well, you want to leave your knight there? Be my guest, son. I care not a jot. We are grinding this one out, aren't we? Just that entombs this bishop though. I don't know if I can justify that from a positional perspective. Look at me using words like positional. Here. Puts extra support there. Bishop comes here. You never know. Before we, shut the door of the tomb, it's possible. Norabko is now down to 4.5 minutes. Okay, last cup of coffee of the day. It's 12:07. Don't want any more coffee today. Right. I've got a feeling he's not enjoying this game. Another thing, of course, to bear in mind is if takes takes, okay, he defends with a queen. Very interesting. If I take here, okay, what have we got then? What have we got? Tell you what we've got two attackers on f7. If I push this, it hangs this pawn. If I take the knight, he has that. If I move this rook, it hangs that. So, that was an interesting move. Let's say I take the knight. Let's say he takes here. See, I go there. Alright, I'm doing it. He comes in for the pawn. I want to make his bishop really bad. You come in here, I do this. That's forced. You take this then, though I have that, but then you can take here. I don't know whose king's looking worse here, guys. This was a really interesting move, though. Really interesting move. And remember I said that this pawn was going to be a weakness, and it is, because I don't have this, because it's, you know, because it's the end of the chain. So it all goes back to this c5 at the start of the game. And this is a kind of awkward pawn thing you get sometimes. Like the modern Benoni, you can end up with slightly clunky pawns like this. Not the easiest thing in the world to play. I'm kind of threatening to take on there, but obviously this is a forcing move because I have to play my king out. It's me saying my opponent is having an unenjoyable game. And he goes and pulls out a move. Maybe this was playable. Don't know. His last move was nearly 2 minutes, and he's only got 2 minutes 25 left. But there is a 10-second increment. And I've got 6 minutes to think. Okay, well, we know that's forced. Okay, now, if I do this, he can take there. But I take here and threaten that. Okay? I am a pawn down at this point. I can start to imprison his... Oh, he's got 2 attackers on here, though, already, hasn't he? I can lift this because queen defends that. If I do this, takes... That's the way we're going. He can't take with the rook because I take the queen. He takes with the queen. I take here. I'm threatening this with check, forcing the king into the corner. I'll probably pick up this pawn. This pawn's hanging. Okay, his last move was 11 seconds, so he's... What we're going to try and do now is we're going to try and tempt the bugger into... If I can get this pawn, I think I'm good, because that also wakes up this rook. Try and get him to rush now. Okay. I want this pawn, don't I? Okay, I am a pawn down, but the pawn in question is kind of the C pawn, really, isn't it? He's got 2 on the king side, I've got 2 here. This is the extra one. He's got these 2. Oh, what? Huh? 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, he's got 4 on the queen side. Oh, yeah. Right. So I'm just threatening to take this pawn. Or come here with check. All right. Explain. That is a free pawn. Don't get it. This is a check. He can't go there. This is a check. He goes here. This wins a pawn with check as well. That's my choice. We're now equal in material, but the big difference is there's no pawns in front of his king. He's on 1 minute 36. Okay. All right. I'm chucking in a check. Queen can't block. Really want to bring my bishop into play. How can I do this? Or both of my rooks. This rook is still not in the game. This bishop is... You alright, Boo? He's got a kind of collapsed larynx thing going off. It's a known issue. Which is why he wheezes when he walks and has to kind of... It's like a muscular thing. There is there's no treatment for it. There's an operation that you can do, but that only applies to younger dogs. Doesn't apply when they are 14 years old and at retirement age. Let's put it that way. Okay, right. If I take, he probably takes with the rook. I'd love to. How about here? Threatening to double up the rooks. If he takes, my bishop might spring into action. But this is the general plan now. And that was a 44-second think from opponent. Of course I do have a check with king there or queen there. I think doubling up the rooks is a jolly good idea. I'd like to have a check here, can't. And I'm 5 minutes up on the clock. Okay. Now this threatens that, which is winning. But so does this, is also quite good. That isn't playable yet. Okay, I'm bringing the bishop out, which I hope it will hang on. No, bishop out hangs this, yes? Okay, if rook e8 check, I can block with my bishop. I can bring my king over. Oh, I can't bring my king over right now because of that bugger there, look. Oh, crikey. I have this even. King recapturing. Now I have this. And there's no rook block. And there's no queen block because my rook guards that. So you've got to be a bit careful about this move. Bishop block doesn't work. Rook block doesn't work. Queen block doesn't work. So this actually forces the king back here. Maybe then this, but I can't move my bishop while my king's like that. So 10 seconds. He's on 5 seconds now. Okay. Right, I have 5 minutes. Okay. So anyone who's thinking, I wish the ring had never come to me, you know what's in your mind. Right? Doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. So if this, he's going to have to think, but he's got 13 seconds to think in. He comes there. And I'd love to play this, but I can't. Now, the big question is, can I just take the rook? Well, bishop recaptures in it. Duh. Here, that is the only realistic move. I come back here. Okay. Or do I just do this with the idea of that? This? That lifts. got no good checks. He's got no checks. And we win on time. Goodness me. That's 2 wins on time. Okay. But we are... This is a winning position. King h2 is forced. Wow. Okay. Good game. Winning on time is a win. Because everyone's playing by the same rules. How good was that game? 60. 80. And apparently I had a losing position at one point. But look at this. Look at this. I mean, that is... Wow. Flat as a pancake, my friend. Okay, I don't think there's anything to look at in all of that opening. But what was this blunder? I made one blunder. And walked into a fork. I played 1700, he played 1450. So there was a better move and I can't see it. Yeah, I mean basic tactics. Basic. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So in fact here, what it's saying is that my best move was actually this. Getting rid of that bishop, which did turn out to be a player in the end. Okay, so tactic missed by opponent. Okay. Forced, best, best. Not good, precious, not good at all. Very good choice. There was something even better. Well, not really. Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, so here, it's anyone's game. This is a good move. What? A bishop sack? And if takes? Take his bishop. Oh, I did not see that. Oh my goodness. Takes. Okay, but then queen takes this, rook takes, then he takes. Oh, he's still going to get the bishop. Oh, yeah, tactics. Missed tactics, son. Missed tactics. Okay, well, we do this, he does this. Not good. Best move. Blunder. Best move. And here we are in a winning position. Here we are in a winning position. And that's not ideal. Excellent move. You sack the bishop again? Are these people kidding? What is going on here? And then it's queen e3 check. Oh, forking hell. Forking hell. And then we take the... Oh. See, and it's all because this bishop's sitting there on an unprotected square. It's the same tactic over and over again. Well, well, well. Bugger me sideways. But we got there in the end. This was a miss. Still the same old, yeah, the old, I know. Alright. Good. Doubling up the rooks. Oh. Should have been bishop, huh? Okay. But anyways, down to a minute, and you know, we used the clock as the other player. It happens. It happens. Anyway, good game, I thought. Yes, going for the Karpovian approach. Very much more grown up. Yeah, I don't know. But you know, a win's a win. Back to 1567. We'll draw a line under that previous blunder and move on. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later.